Hi guys, good morning. My name is Francine Gonzalez, and actually, I just want to share my opinion and my own story or reaction dun sa recently or sa currently recently na nagaganap na Miss Universe Philippines 2026. So, actually, I've been a fan of pageants ever since. Parang bata pa talaga ako, nanonood na ako ng beauty pageant. It started way back nung lumaban si Charlene Gonzalez dito sa Philippines. Ginawa yun, di ba? Yung Miss Universe. So, from then on, sobrang naging fan na ako ng Miss Universe and other pageant system. Tapos yun, inaabangan ko na siya from time to time. Kaya, sobrang into pageant talaga ako. I don't have much friends kasi na may interest sa pageant. So, technically speaking, when I'm watching the pageants, wala akong masyadong nakakausap about pageantry. But I have may pamangkin na sobrang nagkakaroon din ng interest sa pageant. So, yun, siya yung nakakausap ko, siya yung mga nabibigyan ko ng mga parang comments. Kaming dalawa actually. Meron kami gumagawa kami ng own list namin ng mga beauty queens na gusto namin pumasok sa top, ganun. So, basically, I just want to share like my reaction and comments about the recent performances of our queens. Just want to share my favorite queens for this season kasi sobrang daming gagaling na queens. So, let's start with my top 16. So, I just made top 16. Hindi ako nag-top 12 or top 10. Top 16 kasi parang kinalahati ko yung 31. So basically, namili ako dun sa 31 ng 16 candidates for me na nag-excel from the beginning up until the yesterday's swimsuit competition. So ang number one favorite ko will be Baguio, Roxy. So what can we say about Roxy? Actually, for Roxy, total package na kasi siya. So, technically speaking, she represented the Philippines in an international stage. And she has this very charming and bubbly personality. Parang pag ini-interview siya, lagi siyang nakasmile, lagi siyang full of energy, nakangiti. So, parang ang ganda lang nung dating sa kanya. That's why I think she's also a fan favorite. Not just because na meron na siyang experience representing the Philippines in an international stage, but she has this very appealing charm na pag kinausap mo siya, parang very energetic. So, mahahawa ka ng energy niya. So, ayun, yun yung maganda sa kanya. And then, dun sa preliminary interview, parang hindi nga siya nag-i-interview, para lang siya nakikipag-usap sa mga friends niya. Yung ganong, eksena ba? So, nag-lipstick muna ako, tsaka nagkilay, kasi parang ang dull ng itsura ko kanina. Well, anyways, going back to Roxy, sobrang favorite ko din yung mga naging performances niya from the evening gown. Meron mga nagsasabi na yung gown daw niya is overly designed, over-beaded, pero actually, ang nangyari kasi dun sa gown niya, hindi yung gown ang nagdala sa kanya, but rather the other way around. It was her who brought the gown into life, na para bang nag-glide lang siya, parang air, something like that. Air. But anyways, yun, sobrang ganda lang yung naging performance niya dun sa preliminary gown competition. So, one of the favorite ko yun. And then, on the national costume, sobrang ganda nung Burnham Park inspired, Swan River inspired national costume niya. Tapos ang ganda nung video presentation sa Instagram. So, it was also one of my favorite performances. Aside from the costume itself, ang ganda kasi kung paano niya dinala yung costume. So, I think overall, Baguio represented herself very well from the start of the competition. So, I think hindi ako magugulat na pumasok si Roxy sa top 5. Kasi sobrang charming niya. Tapos, ang galing din niya talagang mag-perform on stage. So, yun yung talagang top most na quality ni Roxy. If you will ask me if okay ba si Roxy to be the Miss Universe representative for 2026, it's fine. I will not complain if Roxy will get the crown for Miss Universe, but I think depende kasi na yan sa sa organization kung ano yung hinahanap talaga ng Miss Universe organization. So kung ako tatanungin personally, it's okay for me, but I would rather have her join. Siguro maganda siya sa Miss Charm or Miss Cosmo. Parang yung beauty niya kasi parang bagay dun sa dalawang pageant na yun. But I'm not discrediting her na hindi siya pwedeng maging representative ng Philippines sa Miss Universe. Kasi kung siya man yung maging representative, I know she will put her A game. Just like how she presented herself sa current na Miss Universe Philippines. So, okay na okay for me if Roxy will get the crown for Miss Universe. Walang issue tayo doon. And to Roxy, just keep up the A game. Sobrang galing ng pinapakita mo. And sobrang natutuwa ako sa mga effort ng mga girls. Actually, this season talaga, sobrang daming girls na sobrang galing. And then, parang lahat sila, they're putting their best effort. Kaya, hindi palang nakakatamad panoorin yung season ng Miss Universe ngayon, Philippines ngayon. Kasi nga, sobrang daming mga magagaling na girls. From frontrunners to the dark horses, sa mga newbies, sobrang daming mga magagaling. So, I salute all girls talaga. Sobrang hands up sa inyo. As in, todo na to. Ganon. Next on my list, we have Cebu City, April Smith. For April, to be honest, I'll just be honest. She was not on my top favorite when the competition started. Nagustuhan ko siya actually nung nakita ko siya sa preliminary interview. Kasi I think she improved a lot communication-wise, and I like the fact that she acknowledged yung issue niya sa communication, and she was able to work on it, or she's still working on it. So, parang magandang yun, diba? Trait ng isang queen, acknowledging kung saan siya dapat pa mag-excel or mag-improve. So, dun ko na-start na magustuhan yung performance ni April Smith. And then, talking about her pasarela, well, she has a powerful walk. Pero sometimes lang, parang feeling ko, medyo sumusobra ba yung tamang term? Pero I think pwede pang mapolish yung pasarela niya. And then, nagustuhan ko din pala yung performance niya sa national costume. Like, she delivered and brought like a different side of her. Like, parang more on, ang ganda kasi nung makeup, ang ganda nung presentation, nadala niya overall. So, nung after ng national costume, ayun, napunta na siya sa list ko. Talagang sabi ko, this girl has something. Kaya, I hope April can keep it up. And the nice thing about April, actually, gusto ko lang i-share, meron kasi akong pag nanonood ako ng mga beauty pageant, nag-story ako, tapos video ko kunyari yung mga competition, tapos pinopost ko on my Instagram story. And then, most of the time, I tag Miss Universe or I tag the queens. And yesterday, meron akong mga tinag na, actually yung top 16 ko sa list, tinag ko sila last night sa story ko. And to my surprise, alam mo, nakakatuwa kasi si Manila, si Tandag, si Cebu City, si Tacloban, and Rizal, they all sent me thank you message. Alam mo, parang sa fan, sobrang laking bagay nun. And nakaka-overwhelm lang yung feeling na mapansin ka ng mga favorite queens mo, diba? Although, of course, hindi naman natin i-require lahat ng queens na to say thank you to each and one of their fans. Kasi automatic naman, diba? They're thankful to all. But the fact lang na mapansin ka ng mga queens and to say thank you on a private message, parang ang sarap sa feeling. Kaya parang lalo akong natuwa dun sa 5 queens na binanggit ko. Kasi parang sabi ko, dun mo mafe-feel minsan yung connection nila sa tao, yung pagiging genuine nila as an individual. So even though I don't know them personally, by reaching out to their fans, parang sobrang laking bagay nun. Laking parang salap sa feeling ng mga pageant fans. So next on my list, we have Cebu Province. Okay, Nicole Borromeo. Parang ano din to Roxy B. They both competed and represented the Philippines on an international stage. So given na yung parang they can put their A game, they can show their A game. Parang automatic na kasi yun na parang kaya nilang gawin yung mga yun. Kasi nga, technically speaking, iba man yung platform kung saan nila ni-represent yung Philippines back then. But, meron na silang experience. Alam na nila yung feeling. So, with Nicole Borromeo, nasa list ko na rin siya from the beginning pa lang up until yung swimsuit round. Kasi sobrang face card talaga ni ate mo, girl. As in, ewan ko, ang ganda talaga niya. Sobrang nagagandahan ako kay Nicole. Although, marami kasing nagbabash din sa kanya on the other hand. Kasi parang, yung iba kasing portion ng competition, parang she's not like giving the 100% Nicole Borromeo. Yun yung parang sinasabi nung most fans sa pageant world. But for me, I think it's more of her authentic self. Like, siguro ganun talaga siya as a person. Parang, hindi ko kasi masabi kung reserved ba siya or ganun lang talaga yung how she talks or how she like move and everything. Rufa May and everything. But I think she's just showing her genuine side. So for me, nasa favorite list ko pa din si Nicole. Nasa top 16 ko pa din siya. Kasi nga, a face card can never decline. Alam mo yon, it's cliche to know or cliche to say, but hindi mo talaga matatanggi na sobrang Diyosa ni ate girl. So I just hope na may mga feedback din siyang makuha about dun sa how the people sees her on stage or but anyways, I know that she will be working on it and I know na meron siyang iba pang ipapakita on the final stage and I'm excited to see that sa May 2 and I'm still rooting for her kasi sobrang ganda rin ng story niya. Sobrang ganda ng experience na pinagdaanan niya. So I think maraming mga tao din yung makaka-relate sa backstory ni Cebu Province. So go for the gold, Nicole. I'm still rooting for her. And next on my list, we have Cotabato Province. So si Cotabato Province naman, very dark horse talaga siya. Pero nasimulan ko siya mapansin during her preliminary interview. Kasi sobrang galing din on how she told her story dun sa video presentation. So isa yun sa mga parang tumatak din sa akin when I was watching the preliminary interview. So I like the backstory of Clarissa kasi parang it shows how a Filipina woman can actually survive even though there's a lot of struggles in life. So parang yun yung nakita ko sa kanyang story and habang tumatagal kasi yung competition, parang nag-glow din siya lalo. Ang ganda ng pinakita niya sa national costume. Tapos, ang ganda rin ng pinakita niya sa evening gown. So for me, sobrang galing nitong dark horse na to and I'm sure meron din siyang kakalagyan sa beauty pageant world. Okay, on my next, we have my favorite, personal favorite ko din to, Miss La Union, Bea Milan Windorsky. Okay, let's talk about her. Actually, parang hindi ko kasi mawari, parang hati yung mga fans. Merong mga super love si Bea. Madami din naman siyang mga parang mga bashers, yung mga hindi masyadong nagagalang, hindi masyadong nagagalingan, or parang yung iba kini-question yung pagiging Filipino citizen ni Bea. So for me, kung ako yung tatanungin personally, I like her. To be quite honest, siya yung gusto kong mag-represent ng Miss Universe Philippines sa Miss Universe 2026. So bakit siya ba yung parang naiisip ko na pwedeng maging representative natin sa Miss U 2026? Well, there are several factors. Well, this is just purely my opinion ha. Number one kasi, 'di ba, the Miss Universe will be held in Puerto Rico. So, yun yung napipisil nilang location. Although, I'm not kasi 100% sure if that's confirmed na. Pero yun yung latest na pinag-uusapan kung saan gaganapin yung Miss Universe 2026. So, given that, of course, it's a Latina country. So, expect mo na sobrang bardagulan ng mga eksena sa Latin country. For me, kasi si Bea, parang she has a very like sweet face, 'di ba? Pero when she performs, parang dun mo nakikita yung totality niya as a person, especially when she speaks. Parang andun yung heart, andun yung, ewan ko basta for me, yun yung na-feel ko when I saw her preliminary interview. Sobrang nalamdaman ko yung mga sinabi niya. So, I think that's one reason kung bakit dapat siya yung ipadala, kasi she has like the voice na pwedeng pakinggan ng mga nakakalami. So doon naman sa nagbabash din sa pasarela niya or dun sa mga liyad-liyad niyang eksena, for me kung ipapolish lang yung pasarela with the liyad, I think it would be beneficial for her because it can be her own signature. Kumbaga, di ba, bawat Miss Universe before, may mga signature walk sila, ganyan. Like with Catriona, di ba, yung slow-mo turn and everything. So, parang, feeling ko, pwede niya maging advantage yon just as long as parang i-develop or kumbaga parang i-enhance lang yung walk niya with the liad. Kasi actually maganda nung, ano bang event yon, yung parang may liad na siya na second, pero hindi na like yung tinodo niya. So, maganda yun for me. Next on my list is Manila, Justine. So, for Justine, sobrang favorite ko din siya ever since the competition began. Yung story din niya kasi sa pageantry, na sobrang palang ilang beses din siya nag-try, ilang years na siya nagta-try. So, that story humbles us na parang kung hindi mo nakukuha yung dream mo, always try and try. Parang yung sa kasabihan natin, di ba? Parang habang buhay ka, may pag-asa. So, parang yun yung nakikita ko sa kanya eh. Parang very applicable yun sa kanya. And, hindi na naman siya yung parang typical na beauty queen na parang, okay, sali ako, tapos perform lang. Although, may mga, meron kasi ako mga nababasang comments or feedback na she's playing very safe. I think she's just genuine to herself, na kung ano yung pinapakita niya on stage, that's her. And the beautiful fact about Justine, yun nga, di ba yung na-share kong story sa inyo kanina, she is one of the queens who reaches out to her fans to say thank you or to repost the story. So, alam mo yun, yung very humble din siya as a queen, and she's like trying to reach to her fans. And ayun, ang ganda lang sa pakiramdam, or ang ganda lang makita na may mga queens na ganun. So for me, I'm rooting for Justine. And ang galing din niya dun sa preliminary interview. Sobrang nagustuhan ko din on how she delivered her answers. So, yun, rooting for Manila din. Go, 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 Justin. Okay, next on my list, we have Mountain Province, Linery. Actually, for Mountain Province, sobrang nagustuhan ko yung performance niya sa preliminary interview. I felt the heart. I felt the love of a mother. Siguro sobrang attached lang din ako dun sa mga mga mommy, sa mga mother, ganyan. Yes, I was like super close din sa mother ko. So, that's the reason siguro kung bakit palang sobrang um, I felt what Mountain Province was saying nung preliminary interview niya. And I also like yung performance niya sa swimsuit competition. For those mothers who are joining this pageant, I think it's also a good platform for them to express themselves. Hindi naman siguro kasi porket mothers na sila, they can no longer pursue their own dreams. So yun yung parang sinabi ni Mountain Province dun sa interview niya, which is very impactful. So parang sinabi niya dun na hindi naman dahil sa mother ka na, yun ka na lang. Parang you can be a multiple version of yourself. So that's actually a very good message to everyone, even kahit hindi dun sa mga mothers. So, ayun, sobrang ganda lang ng pinakitang performance ni Mountain Province. And I also like how she walked on the swimsuit preliminary competition. So, I'm hoping na sa mga susunod na Miss Universe Philippines, magsunod-sunod na rin yung mga candidates from Mountain Province kasi she's the first candidate na pinadala ng Mountain Province. So kudos to Mountain Province and I hope you do well on this competition. So next on my list, we have Muntinlupa Adela. So for Muntinlupa naman, like with Roxy and the other candidates na mga sumali na sa international contest, she already had like the experience. Pero ang maganda lang with Muntinlupa is she is, parang sinabi niya dun sa interview niya, wait lang. Okay, sorry, pinadaan ko lang yung eroplano kasi pag may lumadaan na eroplano dito, just ko ang rinig na rinig mo talaga. Well, anyways, going back to Adela, she joined the top model and she represented the Philippines sa contest na yun. So, sabi niya dun sa preliminary interview niya na it's actually representing the Philippines. She's representing both the Philippines from the top model and then ngayon dito sa Miss Universe as Miss Muntinlupa. Pero it's still a different platform or different type of a contest. So, basically, parang sinabi niya sa interview niya na this time around, she is like more her. She's like more of herself as a woman. So, yun yung parang naging magandang edge niya dun sa interview. Kasi parang she's telling everyone na she is ready to be the next Miss Universe. So, siguro yung parang pinaka-improvement na lang na I think na pwedeng gawin ni Muntinlupa is to like give conviction on probably how she walks or how she presents herself. Yung performance niya kasi during the preliminary evening gown, it was not one of my favorites. Kasi diba parang nagkaroon pa lang parang issue or chismis na parang bawal daw yung mga beaded gowns and everything. So I think she was one of the candidates who followed that I don't know, policy or rule. I don't even know if that's actually a legitimate rule or policy from the MUPH organization, but it was not really a standout for me. But when it comes to communication skills, I think she's on top of her game. So yun lang yung siguro magiging comment ko with Miss Muntinlupa, but she's still on my top 16 favorite girls for this season. Next on my list is Negros Occidental. So for Negros Occidental, gusto ko rin yung naging panel interview niya or yung preliminary interview. And then I also love yung national costume niya na sardinas. So let's talk about more of that. So, yung pag-costume niya ng sardines, actually, parang it's not a mockery kasi meron akong mga comments na nabasa na parang minamock yung paggamit niya ng sardinas sa costume. But I think, I don't know, siguro it's more of promoting what Negros Occidental is bringing on the table when it comes to kung ano ba yung pwedeng maging proud sila na produkto nila from Negros Occidental. So I think it's a very wise decision to do that. And sobrang napansin si Negros Occidental after nung performance na binigay niya sa national costume. And no wonder she won one of the awards as Best in National Costume. Kudos to Negros Occidental. Maganda rin yung naging performance niya pala sa swimsuit competition. So, let's see kung ano yung mararating ni Negros Occidental on the final night. Next on the list, we have my favorite then from the beginning pa lang ng competition. We have Allison Hetland from Pampanga. So, sobrang natutuwa ako sa performance ni Pampanga because parang from day one up until kahapon, she is growing and she is becoming more and more confident when it comes to presenting herself. So, number one, sobrang nagustuhan ko yung performance niya sa evening gown. Okay, when it comes to the preliminary evening gown, it's not like the most beautiful gown na nakita ko that night, but on how she performed and how radiant she was, naku, sobrang ganda talaga niya. Sobrang it's giving me Latina. Alam mo yun, kung sa Puerto Rico gagawin ang Miss Universe, I think she could be a representative as well of the Philippines because parang feeling ko kaya niya makipagbardagulan sa mga Latina kasi matangkad siya tapos sobrang ganda rin ng mukha niya. So, I think she can also penetrate more. I just hope na i-push pa niya yung sarili niya, like more conviction pa. And yun, siguro dun sa Q&A or dun sa preliminary interview, mas galingan pa niya. Kasi yung naging interview niya dun sa kasi yung naging interview niya, it was good. Maganda naman actually yung mga naging sagot niya. It's just that, probably if you want to convince more people na ikaw talaga si Miss Universe 2026, you have to like give more. Yun lang. Pero overall, maganda yung naging performance niya. She was so pretty din dun sa swimsuit round. Ang ganda nung glam hair niya. It's just that yung walk lang din niya siguro needs to be polished more. Kasi nung naglalakad siya dun sa swimsuit, parang medyo may bigat. Hindi ko masabi. Basta, I think yun, more polishing pa sa pasarela. And then, the next girl would be Rizal. So, medyo nagulat din ako na nasa list ko bigla si Rizal. Honestly, nasimulan ko talagang magustuhan yung mga dark horses after nung preliminary interview kasi dun ko nalaman yung backstory, dun ko nakita on how they speak, on how they communicate, tapos dun ko rin kasi talaga naramdaman yung heartfelt stories ng bawat isa or bawat girls dun sa competition. So, si Rizal yung isa dun sa mga naging favorite ko sa preliminary interview. And then, parang nagsunod-sunod, ang ganda rin ng pinakita niya sa national costume, yung Daranak Falls. Ang ganda ng interpretation, ang ganda on how she executed the costume on stage. So, for me, it was a very, very good job for Alicia, for Rizal. And I hope, kung if ever man na walang crown na maibigay dun sa mga dark horses or dun sa mga younger contestants, hopefully they can still join the next or makita pa natin sila sa other platform. Kasi ang daming mga magagaling na mga bagets sa season ngayon. Like yan, si Rizal, si Albay, si Laguna, si Iligan, even Iligan. So parang for me, hopefully, kung hindi man sila mabigyan ng crown this year or whatnot, they can still join or they would still push through for their dreams. Kasi parang ang laking potential ng mga batang contestant ngayon sa season na to. Next on my list, we have Sultan Kudarat. So for Sultan Kudarat naman, actually, gusto ko kasi yung face card din ni Ate Mo Girl. Parang she's giving me um, very pretty face, pero ewan ko, basta parang may something kasi sa mukha niya na parang you will be drawn to her. And then, when it comes to the interview, maganda naman yung naging resulta ng interview niya actually. And I like the fact that she's promoting Sultan Kudarat in a manner na parang gusto niyang mabago yung perception ng mga tao sa Sultan Kudarat. And by doing that, she's actually pursuing the pageantry era ng Sultan Kudarat. Actually, meron namang nag-pave way para makilala ang Sultan Kudarat kasi nandyan si Chelsea Fernandez, right? She represented Sultan Kudarat and now she is a runner-up in Miss Cosmo. So, parang gusto lang niyang ituloy yung legacy na ganon or ituloy ng municipality ba ang Sultan Kudarat? Or basta gusto nilang ituloy yung nasimulan na magandang first step ni Chelsea Fernandez sa Sultan Kudarat. So, which is actually a good sign, di ba? And then, when it comes to the performance of Sultan Kudarat, yun nga, okay yung interview niya. Nagustuhan ko rin yung story and on how she delivers her answer. But, this is not a mockery or whatnot. But, it reminded me of Marian Rivera. Kasi, how she delivers or how she talks, the tone of her voice ni Sultan Kudarat, parang feeling ko, pag nakapikit ako, narinig ko si Marian Rivera talking. So, yun lang, parang, di ba si Marian sobrang ganda din, tapos si Sultan Kudarat ang ganda din. Tapos parang same sila ng tone of voice on how they talk. So, parang sabi ko, parang Marian Rivera yung peg ni ate. So, yun yung tumatatak sa isip ko when it comes to Sultan Kudarat. So, yeah, I love her efforts and hopefully, diba, masundan din yung mga crowning moment ni Sultan Kudarat. And then, of course, we also have Tacloban, which is very, very naging maingay yung Tacloban because of her recent performance, national costume. So, actually, maraming mga naging comments about sa national costume ni Tacloban kasi merong mga comments na medyo parang na-off sila dun sa costume ni Tacloban. But for me, well, yeah, it's valid naman na siguro merong mga medyo na-off or medyo hindi nila na-feel yung costume because traumatizing naman talaga yung pinagdaanan ng mga kasama or mga kababayan natin from Tacloban. So, it's not easy to like accept kung ano yung nangyari sa kanila because of the calamity. But for me naman, I think yung interpretation nung costume ni Tacloban, hindi siya to mock those people na parang naapektuhan ng calamity or gamitin yung yung eksena na yon just to like pag-usapan yung costume. But I think it's more of how the people of Tacloban became very resilient and how they actually managed to survive after all those calamities. So I think yun yung nakikita ko and I was actually moved when I saw the performance of Miss Tacloban, including yung theatrical effect na parang umiiyak siya, she was like asking for help. It was really moving. So I think maganda yung naging representation niya ng Tacloban, na kwento niya yung story ng Tacloban in a very respectful manner. So for me, sobrang thumbs up ako dun sa mga nakaisip ng costume and kung paano dineliver ni Tacloban yung costume niya. And another good thing about her is her preliminary interview. Sobrang ganda rin on how she delivered her answers, on how she was like genuinely answering the questions. So for me, parang malakas yung laban ni Tacloban sa probably top 5, top 10 position, I don't know. But she's one of the dark horses na talagang palaban. So good job to Miss Tacloban and I'm rooting for her. So hopefully she can also get a crown, if not within like the Miss Universe stage, maybe some other international platform. So next on the list, we have Taguig, of course, Isabella. So actually, sobrang, I think yung sa swimsuit competition or dun sa swimsuit preliminary competition, siya yung parang pinaka the best yung pasarela. I like the pitik, I like everything actually. Ang ganda nung pinakita niyang mga pag-ikot, paglakad, yung mga facial expression niya, sobrang ganda. So I think she nailed the swimsuit round. And then yung iba, 'di ba, marami ding nagkagusto dun sa evening gown niya, preliminary evening gown niya, which was, for me, it was okay. Maganda naman yung pinakita niya doon. Hindi ko lang siya talaga naging favorite that time. But more on the preliminary swimsuit competition ko nagustuhan yung performance niya. And then when it comes to preliminary interview, given naman na kasi yun, na magaling talaga magsalita si Bella. So parang for me, given na magaling talaga siya sa preliminary interview or sa Q&A. So kudos to her. I think malayo din yung mararating niya sa competition na to. For sure, top 5 yan. Yun na lang, titingnan na lang natin kung anong crown yung maibibigay sa kanya or kung meron ba siyang makukuhang crown for this year. And for my last two, we have Tandag City. So for Tandag, Cristel, I like her kasi yung beauty niya, very Filipina. And then nagustuhan ko din yung yung story niya nung preliminary interview. And sobrang pasabog din siya dun sa national costume. She was like the ocean warrior and stuff like that. And yun nga, sobrang din siya. Isa din siya sa mga pumansin sa story ko. So parang alam mo yun, na-touch kasi ako dun sa mga ganong eksena ng mga queens na pinapansin nila yung mga fans nila. But yun nga, sabi ko nga, hindi naman required na, 'di ba, pansinin nila lahat ng fans nila just to reach out to them. But that gesture is really appreciated. So kudos to Tandag. And then for the final girl, we have Tarlac, Marian. Si Marian kasi, gusto ko din sa kanya yung face card niya. Sobrang beauty queen yung face card niya talaga, pang beauty queen. Tapos ang ganda ng pinakita niya sa Natcos. Gusto ko kasi yung clouds, tapos may umuulan. Although it's not naman the first time ata na ginawa yun sa pageant or any sort of like competition, but she delivered it very well. And nagustuhan ko rin yung sa preliminary interview niya. She also did great dun sa pagsagot niya sa mga questions sa preliminary interview. So that's my top 16. I just want to share to you yung mga naging favorites ko throughout the competition. So excited ako to watch the Miss Universe Philippines on May 2. So it's gonna be my first time din to watch the show. So I'm expecting for a lot. Hopefully, no, maganda yung production nila. Tapos excited din ako kasi makikita ko si Atisa doing her final walk as a beauty queen. So I think it's gonna be an emotional production din. But yes, looking forward, and sana talaga worth it din yung pagnood ko first time sa Miss Universe Philippines. So if you enjoy this video, please like, and you can also subscribe. And if you want more pageant contents like this, just tell it on the comment section. I mean, gusto kong marinig yung mga comments about like the other girls or probably your favorites. Kasi gusto kong makipag chikahan dun sa mga tao na, you know, within the pageant world din, na sobrang interested sa pageant. So, yeah, I would want to hear from you guys. And thank you for watching. Sobrang haba na nung video ko. Ang dami ko pa sanang gustong sabihin, but probably next video na lang. Thank you so much for watching my vlog, and I'll see you soon. Okay, see you. Sana magkita-kita tayo sa May 2 kung nandun kayo sa venue. If you see me, you know, just approach, say hi. Wow, feeling naman celebrity, no? Pero anyways, I'm just so excited. So if you enjoy this video, I'll probably make more of this type of videos, like we can share anything about pageant and everything. Hindi lang naman sa Miss Universe kasi pinapanood ko din yung other platforms like MGI, like Miss World, Miss International, and so on. So anyways, I'll see you again. Ito, papaalam na. Kaya paalam na ako. Thank you for watching and see you on the next. Bye for now.